Here we go. I've already made an assignment for my pupils. In this case, it's a Module C writing assignment. Everything is there and in place, but I haven't yet assigned it. It's very important. And here I want to add a rubric. I don't have one yet, so I press on Create. And now I'm going to start with my copying and pasting from the rubric that we all have for Module C. So I first go over here and I say, the first criteria is content and organization. So I go back here and I write in the name content and organization. I could have done copy paste, but since it's run sideways, it was just as easy for me to write content and organization. But here is where it starts becoming a little more complicated. Now, first of all, you can give a description of content and organization, and the truth is, in the very, very full explanations of the rubrics, they exist. But I'm going to go straight to more what our kids are actually going to look at. So I go back to my rubric, and I see, 10 points is my first point value. I'm going to copy this because it tells the kids what they need to do in order to get 10 points. So I go back here, I put in the point values, 10, you can put in any, and I put in the description. And then I'm going to add the topic level, the level title. Do I have a title for the level? So I'm going to go back and take a look, and it says here, correct. Okay, that's going to be over and over again because all of the different criteria have the same exact level. Correct, partially correct, minimally correct, and incorrect. So I go back to here, and I call this. There we go. And then I make plus what's the next point value that we have here. I go back and look. It would have been easier if I didn't have so many things open at the top, but I do. And I'm not going to start over again. The next one is 7 points because I see it. I'm looking at it now. And it's called partially correct. So I copied all of this. I put in 7 points. I call it partially. It would be nice if I could type. Partially correct. And here we go. I put in the description. And I'm going to keep on going until I reach the end here. So I'm going to take a break, and I'll come back when I've finished content and organization. So now, as you can see, I finished filling in content and organization, and I need to go on to our next criteria. So here we go, and I press on the criterion button, and let's go back to our rubric and see what the next one is. Vocabulary, and while I'm here, I'm already going to just copy all of this. And remember that it's worth 8 points for correct. So I go back in here, and I call this vocabulary. If I wanted, I could put in a description, and this is 8 points, and the level is correct. And here is the description. I press on plus, and I'm going to continue. I will be back. Now, if I scroll down, actually up, you can see I've filled in all of the necessary information, all the different criteria, and now I need to save it. I'm going to just add a little caveat here. I don't expect kids that are writing for Module C to really be able to understand all of these things on their own. So the first possibility is to translate them into Hebrew if that's something you feel they need, and you can go over them with the kids. So I'm going to save this now. And something very nice, if you take a look over here, I didn't have to tell the rubric, how many points it's out of. It adds up all the possible top points and puts it in as that number. So now we have here a rubric all ready for Module C. And the really amazing thing is you've done it once. You don't ever have to do it again. Not only on this particular classroom, but for all of your classrooms, the Module C writing rubric is there for you to use. So I've now moved over to the Google Classroom for this Zoominar, and I'm going to show you how you can reuse a rubric, and to make it even more impressive, a rubric that you didn't make in this particular classroom. So I press rubric and I put reuse rubric, and automatically it gives you the rubrics that you made for this classroom. But you might want one you made for a different classroom. So you press here, and in this case, I'm going to go to the one I made for my 4 pointers. And here it says, Opinion School Trips. That's the one that I just made for them. And there it is. We've now added a rubric that we used already in a different classroom for this classroom. You can also edit it. If I want to, for some strange reason, edit this, I can, and it won't affect the rubric that I put on the other classroom. So now I've got this topic here, writing school trips, and I can now save it. And there it is. It's there with the rubric. Great stuff.